We have Cecilia Mashava, Assistant Director of Tariffs, and Chinyaradzo Piri, Senior Economist from the Competition and Tariffs Commission. Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
You're good? And you?
Morning. Yes.
You doing well?
I'm great.
It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, we're talking about the Competition and Tariffs Commission, and most of us can really then ask, what is this? What do you do? What is the commission? What is the Competition and Tariffs Commission all about? What do you do?
The Competition and Tariff Commission is a statutory body that administers the Competition Act. In line with the Competition Act, the Commission is a twin mandate of promoting and maintaining fair competition in all sectors of the economy. It also have another second mandate, which brought us here, of the tariff function. In terms of the tariff function, the Commission is responsible for assessing any requests on tariff adjustments that should assist local industry to be able to compete regionally and internationally. It is also responsible for providing technical advice to government when it is negotiating trade agreements with other countries. And also, it also is responsible for protecting the local industry from any unfair trade practice that may affect us as a country. So basically, that is the mandate of the Competition and Tariff Commission.
So
yes.
We do, I mean, you've said a lot there, and, you know, we do see that there is a lot of unfair pricing. I mean, especially when you see in the retail stores and you see one supermarket is charging, let's say, $50 for margarine, and then in another store, it's charging $80. How do you manage that, and how do you keep us as citizens also protected, and where do we go to kind of report this?
So, in terms of the competition mandate of the Commission is there to ensure that there is fair competition in the economy. When competition is prevailing in a market, it means the forces of the market forces, the forces of demand and supply will be operational in the market. And any players in that particular market will be charging prices independent of the other competitor in the market. That means when there is competition, prices are supposed to go down themselves. Mm-hmm. So whenever there is unfair pricing in the economy, and that unfair pricing is as a result of anti-competitive practices taking place in the market, consumers can come to report to the Commission. The Commission can investigate and come up with remedial actions, put in place sanctions that can restore competition in the market, ensure that there is fair pricing that will not be detrimental to consumer welfare. So for any unfair pricing that is taking place in the market, mm-hmm. consumers can approach the Commission.
Okay, that's great. And as a senior economist, what's your take and role in all of this?
Basically, we undertake requests. Getting from the example that you've given us, one can come and complain, right? We understand the issues that are there. Then we undertake investigations, and we do that in confidential. The information that is provided is confidential, and we undertake some investigations. Then we look at the appropriate remedial actions that can be put in place.
Okay, so the second annual trade tariff conference is to be held on the 1st and the 2nd of November. What is this all about?
In line with our mandate, where we provide technical backstopping, and also in line of the other activities, we've realized that industry is not aware of the trade agreements, how they operate, and they're facing various challenges. So we saw it fit that we have an annual conference where we discuss these issues and we bring about various stakeholders that will assist. Our first conference was in Bulawayo, and this year we're holding it here in Harare at the Rainbow Towers Hotel. And basically the objective is to conscientize industry as it relates to trade tariff, trade agreements that exist within, that we've signed and ratified as Zimbabwe. And of interest, we've signed and ratified the AFCFTA agreement, where there's a lot of interest. So we've brought in various stakeholders to come and unpack the agreement. That is, we've invited the AFCFTA Secretariat to unpack. We've also invited Trudy, a trade expert from Tralac in South Africa, to see what is, to break and make industry understand what is in it for them as industry. And also there's Zimtrade, Zimra, that will be exhibiting along with CTC to afford industry time to ask questions as it relates when they want to trade. When a company wants to export, they can go to Zimtrade. There'll be an exhibition booth. Zimra, as it relates to the rules of origin. And we've also have presentations from the Reserve Bank, their role in export facilitation, and also trade finance that can be available, where we've also, the Secretariat will shed more light on that aspect, as well as the export credit guarantee.
Okay, that's great. So you've highlighted who the guests are going to be and who's going to be there. But now speaking of who should attend, can I attend, or how have we been made aware of this?
We are inviting
anyone,
industrialists, academia, women, youth, because the agreement also touches on issues to do with women, and also in line with the theme, which is towards the achievement of Vision 2030.
Okay.
So in that vision, everyone should be included. Wow. So those are people that should attend
the conference. And
yes.
The theme is harnessing trade agreements for industrialization,
yes.
which is fantastic for everyone. So we were speaking on how reporting this, and you talked about the confidentiality of when reports and stuff come in. How long does the process take? Because sometimes we are put off by, it's probably going to take 10 months, it's probably going to take 3 years. How long is this process to just make life a little bit easier and for us to be aware that we can actually come in and report this?
So the time frames differ with the nature of the request that we are dealing with. When we are assessing tariff adjustment cases that have to do with trade, the Commission expedites the processes to make sure that we protect our industries. So administratively, for general tariff reviews, we take maximum of 90 days.
90 days?
90 days.
That is 3 months?
Yes.
Okay.
But for other cases, because we also handle unfair trade practices where we provide trade defense or remedial actions to industry and trade using instruments that are available to our government, to our country, in terms of the WTO agreements that we are a party to. So for those investigations, they are guided by the WTO agreements and our own regulations. So for some, for example, is it for a dumping case, we can do up to 6 months. So the time frames vary. They are already specified in the WTO agreements and our own regulations. But for all cases, we try as much as possible to make sure that we do them in the shortest possible time so that we protect our industry at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's what is really important. And, just coming back to this theme of harnessing trade agreements and industrialization, maybe can you just unpack that a little bit more for us?
All right. So basically, the reason why we came up with this particular theme is because we're cognizant of the fact that the trade agreements that we've signed are not a magic bullet to us realizing the potential or us benefiting from those agreements. Right. We need to plan, we need to prepare as a country. Otherwise, we can have the agreement signed, gathering dust in our offices.
Yeah.
So basically, this is trying to make sure that as a country, we come together, we discuss, we deliberate on the challenges that industries are facing. We need to industrialize for us to be able to export, for us to be able to participate. We know that the agreements are giving us a bigger market, but if we don't have products that we are producing competitively, We will not be able to exploit these agreements. So basically, what we are trying to do is to make sure that all the stakeholders are there, like what Chinyaradzo has highlighted. Industry is there to talk about its challenges. Government institutions are there to advise on policies that should be put in place or that are already in place that will enable industry to be able to produce competitively. And we also have experts, the trade experts from the FCFTA Secretariat and also from the region, our own local trade experts, to share more information with industry so that they have the knowledge they require. Okay. We understand that knowledge is power. So basically, we're going to come up with a way forward on how we can harness the trade agreements for industrialization towards achievement of Vision 2030.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. And Chinyaradzo, before we go, maybe some topics that will be covered on this event?
Okay. The conference will take a two-pronged approach. There will be presentations, and the presentations will be from the AFCFTA Secretariat, where they will be basically unpacking the AFCFTA agreement. Then Trudy will speak on what's in it. There's a guided trade initiative, which is like a pilot project before the full implementation. And as Zimbabwe, we've expressed interest, so she will unpack what's in it and how industry can best benefit. Then we'll also have a panel discussion on the challenges that industry is facing as it relates to the trade agreements. And on the panel, there's private sector as well as government institutions to give the perspective from both sides. And we'll also have on trade finance, a topic on trade finance, and the Ministry of Industry and Commerce will give us a presentation on harnessing the trade agreements, what policies they are putting in place for industrial development. And to wrap it all, we'll have a session where we'll have a way forward. And also, we also will speak on the effects of the trade agreements. And basically, we would want to see a way forward where we would see how best industry can be assisted so that we can be able to trade more. As you're aware, we have a trade deficit. We would want to narrow that trade deficit.
Okay, that's wonderful. It really sounds like it's going to be a very informative gathering. And you said it's going to be on the 1st to the 2nd of November?
Yes.
At
the Rainbow Towers.
The Rainbow Towers.
Yes.
And it's starting?
Registration starts at 8:30.
At 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. everybody on the 1st and the 2nd of November at the Rainbow Towers. This is going to be very informative. Many questions that you maybe have never understood. This is the time to really get your thinking caps on and really learn how to really function in a proper economic society. Thank you so much, Cecilia. Thank you, Chinyaradzo. Have a wonderful day.